it is an honor and a privilege to welcome to the stage United States Cory Booker.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I'm really upset that the father took all my material. I had some really good jokes that I was ready to give you guys. The holiday season is over, but I could have talked about why Santa Claus has 3 gardens, because he likes to ho, ho, ho. But I'm not going to go there. I feel like I have to follow a father. It's terrible. It's okay. But I am really, really honored to be here, and I'm really grateful and humbled that you would give me, that the leadership of this great city would give me the opportunity to swear them in. All across America right now, there are gatherings like this. And I love the fact that this is not a presidential inauguration. What's sacred about this country is that all across this nation, in small towns, communities and counties, there are American citizens gathering together to honor our traditions. I've had the privilege of traveling now on behalf of New Jersey, around the world. And this is a rare thing. This country has established, frankly, the oldest constitutional democracy, that we are continuing this tradition of a democracy, whether we're seeing challenges in Iran this morning, what's going on in the Democratic Republic of Congo. I can go through the countries where this would be something that was truly yearned for in their nations, that they should have traditions like this. But even more so, it is the humble character of our country, the towns and cities, that continue every year to make progress towards our ideals. That's what's special about today and the coming days. As the mayor said, I'm going to be traveling to a number of cities today. I have friends that are being sworn in. On the 3rd, I'll go down and witness the swearing in of a new Alabama senator. But this town has something special, really special, that they should almost feel a sense of pride as they look around the country and see what are becoming, truly sacred but almost ordinary occurrences every single year. Because this town's history is really the location where some of the greatest sacrifices and struggle ever occurred to establish this democracy. Right here in this community, after Washington's armies getting beat in New York, retreating through New Jersey, crossing the Delaware River, coming back in an improbable victory in Trenton. It was here in this community that Washington's army settled during the cold winter, the first cold winter, and a number after that. And if you read the stories in history, it's really painful to see the suffering and the sacrifice that had to be made to sustain this effort to give birth to this democracy that too many of us take for granted. In this community, your sacred soil, you saw death and disease, mutiny and desertion. But yet it was the will of great leadership that kept the ideals of this country at their most nascent, vulnerable stages moving forward. Every time I drive into this community, I can't help but thinking about that history. I can't help thinking about those leaders like Lafayette and Washington, and recently, because the soundtrack has played too much in my home, Hamilton. But if you think about what really has kept this community going and what is really sacred about it, it has been ordinary people. Those are often, their names are not the history books, that kept this community going. I say that on this cold day in reflection of the leadership that we have here. I know cities, I know towns, I know communities. I was a former mayor. I've been into the guts and the bowels of what it takes to make cities work. And I said this at the beginning of the mayor's campaign, and I will reaffirm this now at a less partisan and more formal event. Truly one of the greatest leaders I've seen in the civic space in the United States of America is your mayor, Tim Coughlin. affection for him as a friend. I say that not because he's trying to teach me how to marry up. I really say that because of the values that our community holds dear. What is a community supposed to be about? I watched a mayor and his council team who came in the depth of a recession. When I was mayor as well, and cities were having to do awful things, challenges, he brought his community together. He created expanded economic opportunities, helped to grow small businesses and bring in large. He has, at a time that families are struggling with the hyper expenses of what it takes to be a New Jersey resident, he and his team have managed to keep taxes stable, not raising them. At a time that people are struggling in this state to find affordable housing, what this city has done by bringing people together to create home, we say that in our anthem, the home of the brave, this ideal of people having a secure place. You all have done things to me that have been incredible, including at a time that many people are feeling insecure, increasing public safety. When I look at the measures of what it means to be a great community, I see that this town, this community with its leadership and with everyone from its teachers, its volunteers, its police officers, its business leaders, you all have together collectively with great stewardship and great leadership have honored the traditions of your past, have honored the heritage of this country. And that today is worthy of celebration. We begin a new year with a recognition of this accomplishment. I stand here today proud and humbled by what you all continue to do. And I want to just add one more thought and then get to the swearing in. I worry about our nation now. There's a lot of things that are tearing us apart. A lot of divisions along political lines and even on lines of race and religion. We seem to be more and more identifying ourselves in our popular media and popular culture by what we're not or who we're against or what we reject. But what has made this country great is by us understanding that the lines that divide us are nowhere near as strong as the ties that bind us. I love being here in this community because you all are showing the opposite of one of the greatest civic stories ever, which is in the year 69-70, the fall of Jerusalem, where Titus and his armies were literally having trouble taking the city, could not take it until the historian we still study today, Josephus, advises that general that if you want to take this army, remove your siege. And Titus was said to have waited, pulled back, and inside the city, though, there wasn't unity, there wasn't accord, there wasn't a civic spirit. They literally started fighting each other within their own city. Eventually, their foodstuffs of one section of the city, they were burning them in another. Eventually, people were being killed from within because of internal divisions. And it was at that point of weakness that we know the Second Temple from our history in the year 70 that Titus came in and took the city with ease. It's a historical truth. It's true for a family, it's true for a city, it's true for a nation, that if there is no enemy within, the enemy without can do us no harm. And the greatest enemy was talked about by our founders, and I'm sure by Washington himself, as he was working to create this great nation. Can we hold together in the fight? Indeed, our founders, when they wrote the Declaration of Independence in this nation that reveres ideals of self-reliance and rugged individualism, the founders knew those are great ideals. But if this nation is going to make it, the ideals we have to celebrate are the importance of our commitments to one another despite our differences, because this nation was not founded because we all look alike or pray alike or descended from the same family tree. It was founded as the oldest constitutional democracy because we shared a common set of ideals that were bigger than any of those differences, a commitment to principles, a faith in these ideals. Literally, the Declaration of Independence ends with the Declaration of Interdependence when they say writing in those last words, if this is going to happen, if we are going to endure as a nation, we must mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. And Washington, in his farewell address, of all the things he could have talked about, that's what he talked about. Beware of the divisions, the insidious divisions that could happen within our country. And so today, I rejoice. I'll travel a lot in the next 4 or 5 days, from Washington to see an Alabama senator sent in, to Hoboken to swear in the first Sikh American mayor we've had. But I'm going to tell you right now, standing here, starting my morning, starting my year right here is important. As I look at this leadership group, so diverse, so committed, they are evidencing that they're willing to give their sacred honor to this community, to our common ideals. They are evidencing that if we can bring a community together, despite our differences, we can accomplish historic things. They are honoring our past. They are making this community resonate with a truth and a light that is so bright that I dare say that Washington is up in heaven right now, feeling so proud that we have honored his legacy. Today, this community right here is giving honor to this flag, to our ideals, and this community is saying, right here, we are keeping the torch in the light of America burning bright. Thank you.